Welcome to my new book, Speed of Thought Equals Speed of Play. In order for players to play fast, they have to always be scanning the field for current information. After they scan the field, they have to process the information, strategize what they're going to do next, and finally take action. And all this is done in the blink of an eye. So you can ask yourself, how can the human brain process information so quickly? And it's a good question. Highly trained soccer players are trained to filter out information that is not needed quickly. So basically, what we're saying is highly trained soccer players only focus in on the pertinent information. The visual cues that matter, that's what they look at. They couple all those visual cues together instantly, and that paints a clear picture for their brains to act upon. It sounds simple, but it doesn't really come naturally. So every time a player is in training, their brains take a picture of what's around them. This is what scientists call a grid cell. Now, those grid cells are like pictures that are marked out in the brain in actual grids. They show spacing of players. It takes into account the speed of players, how far they are, how close they are. Can they intercept a pass? Are they close enough to intercept a pass? How fast do you have to hit the pass? So, in short, the more different experiences we can provide our players, the more grid cells our players build up. An example of that is Mesut Ozil, the great midfielder from Germany. He credits his creative passing ability and problem solving to playing small-sided games with his older brothers in a cage back in Germany that had a fence around it that was actually 4 feet high. So the ball could never go out of bounds. He would play against much older and faster players in that cage, and basically it forced him to always think 1, 2 steps ahead of everybody else. And again, he credits his ability to play right now and problem solve on the field to all those hours a day he used to play as a kid in that cage. If you're interested in cognitive soccer development, definitely take a look at my other books, Modern Soccer, A Cognitive Development Soccer Model, and The Sports Brain. All those available on Amazon.com. This video contains a few drills from Speed of Thought Equals Speed of Play. I hope you enjoy the video. Take care. In this first drill, you'll see it's 10 versus 2. So, and each grid is 10 yards by 10 yards. After the players complete, and you can adjust this, but we could just say after the players complete 7 passes, they're free to pass the ball into whatever grid is open. Obviously, they have to have their head up scanning the field to make sure the other group is in that playing into the open grid. Play the ball into the open grid, the entire group will run into the next grid and continue to play. This game is totally played one touch. If a player gives away the ball, the defender simply takes his bib or vest, throws it to the guy who gave away the ball, and play continues immediately. There should be no stoppages of play in this drill. It should be continuous. This drill is a favorite of Arsenal. And again, 2 groups are going at once, so this actually includes 24 players at one time. After 7 passes, again, you can make that 10 passes, 5 passes, 1 touch play into the next grid. This next drill is 4v4 plus 4. The plus team is the yellow team. The yellow team always is playing on the team that has possession of the ball. The red team is trying to score on the red goals. There's 2 of them, and the blue team is trying to score on the blue goals. This game is entirely played one touch. Now, if one team is attacking one goal and that goal is guarded, they would immediately try to attack to the other goal. If that goal is also guarded, they would keep possession of the ball, open up the grid, and try to create space again and open up another opportunity for the other goal. In this game, because it is one touch, it requires very, very quick thinking. You can adjust the size of the grid, and you could go anywhere from a 15 by 15 grid to up to a 25 by 25 yard grid. Obviously, the smaller the grid, the more difficult it becomes. Really, really like this game because one touch gets the players thinking as quick as they can. This next game is another 4 versus 4 plus 4. So the plus team again will be the yellow team. The red team is trying to score on one end zone while the blue team is trying to score on the other end zone. The yellow team cannot score. In order to score, the red team needs to, or the blue team needs to get a pass into the end zone to a player running into the end zone who stops the ball. This is not easy to do because passing is restricted to one touch again. This game works great, maybe a 15 wide grid by a 20-yard long. And again, you could just adjust the size of the grid to the skill level of the teams involved. Again, very, very quick thinking, quick movement off the ball because everything is one touch. If the players start to get very, very proficient at this, you could always limit the number of yellow players and reduce that down from 4 to maybe 3, then to 2, and then to 1. This next one-touch game is a 4v4 plus 6. This 6 is the 6 yellows, obviously, are the team that will always be the neutral players. They always play with the team that's in possession of the ball. The important thing about this is the shape of the grid. So anytime you change the shape of the grid, it forces players to change strategy. They have to process different information. They have to create a different strategy. They have to vary their movement off the ball to find where the space is located. It's another way to creatively change the players' grid cells, give them different experiences. So the triangle is just an example. You can use tons of other shapes, and you can obviously adjust the neutral players, the number of the neutral players, depending on the shape. The bigger the shape becomes, the easier it becomes, and so forth. Thanks for watching Speed of Thought equals Speed of Play. I think it's very important to understand how the brain works and how your players think and how they learn. Because without understanding how players process information, how they make decisions, how the different variables of your training, how different rules, different conditions, putting them in different experiences, actually develop your players, then it's hard to actually have your soccer curriculum of drills and exercises if you don't understand how the kids learn and how the brain works and what is actually needed for the game of modern soccer to be effective at it. So inside the book, Speed of Thought equals Speed of Play, I actually break down in a pretty decent manner how all that ties together so you can make your practices more efficiently. Again, check out all my other books on Amazon.com. Be sure to check out Cognitive Soccer, a soccer developmental model. Take care. Thanks for watching.